Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. For today's video, we're going to be providing an update on a company that we actually introduced a couple of weeks ago to the channel, Vejii Holdings. It's a super exciting video because we're actually joined by the president and COO himself, Darren Gill, to answer some questions. So Darren, thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Right on, so we'll get right into it. We had about 1,700 views on that last video, so very well received by the audience. But for those of us who missed that initial coverage, Darren, can you give just a quick high-level summary of what the company is about and how you've really differentiated yourself from some of the other competitors in this space?
Yeah, absolutely. Vejii, what really sets us apart from our competitors is Vejii operates truly as a two-sided marketplace. So you yourself could actually log on to the site today, create your own store, and start selling directly to our audience across both Canada and the US. So we effectively have customers that are looking for products and brands that are looking for customers. And we really bring the two together. The other unique thing we offer is very similar to an Amazon. We allow brands to actually provide their inventory to our warehouses on consignment and really leverage our distribution network. So as you may have seen from some of the press releases this week and others, I don't think there's a Canadian company really that hasn't already partnered with us. Everybody from Soul Cuisine to Navati to Boosh to this week we announced a partnership with Big Mountain Foods and Franklin Farms. All of these companies are able to either work with us in a distribution arrangement where we're buying the products direct and helping them market and promote, or they're actually giving the products to us on consignment, and Vejii handles pick, pack, and ship for the last mile.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and we're going to talk about some of those brand partnerships. We actually just covered Boosh on the channel as well, so a lot of similarities and synergies with this interview. Now, this has been kind of sector-wide. We talked about it a little bit before we started filming here. A lot of penny stocks or small caps have pulled back over the last couple of weeks. So can you give us your opinion on the recent share price pullback on Vejii Holdings?
I think a lot of what we're seeing is the same things plaguing the sector. We are getting into November and December, which is tax loss season, and we are no exception to the rule here at Vejii. I think a wise man a long time ago once said that the stock is not the company and the company is not the stock, and that holds true. If you look at our announcement, even as recent as Friday, we were able to provide some guidance on where we see the business going from a Q4 perspective. So, compared to a 226 Q3 on revenue, we've provided guidance on a pro forma basis with our Vegan Essentials transaction to be 1.1 to 1.2 million in terms of revenue expected for Q3. And we also provided a lot of insight on some of our leading indicators to demonstrate the business opportunity. Vejii, during that same period of time through 2021, has driven their cost of customer acquisition, which for a new business we always know is high, from $140 to just in and around the 67 mark. And more importantly, we've improved our return on ad spend, or ROAS, from what used to be a 0.8 to a 2.2. And that's effectively our efficiency to deploy capital in acquiring new customers. So the equivalent of that now is if I spend $100,000 on marketing, I can actually expect $220,000 back on revenue instead of 80.
Yeah, phenomenal ratio. And I wanted to talk about that cost of acquisition for new customers because I actually read about that. You guys put out Q3 numbers, I think, on November 26th, and then you gave guidance for Q4, which is awesome. You mentioned we're getting over that million marker, which is phenomenal for a company of this size. So in terms of the cost of acquisition to bring these new partnerships on board, what's really driving that cost down for you, Darren?
We've really honed in on the way we target our CPC, PPC campaign in terms of both geography, customer demographics. We've really found the key messages that resonate with customers, but more importantly, we've made our brand partners part of the solution. And so in selling some of these brand marketing packages, we're actually able to get the brands to participate in the cost of customer acquisition, where, for example, that they'll provide us a budget to run CPC, PPC product ads for their products. Meaning the benefit for the brand here is they're giving me a budget allocation to bring eyeballs directly to their products on Vejii. Yep. And the benefit for Vejii is it allows for the customer to expand and explore the rest of the site. So the likelihood of them making a purchase of one, the brand they've interacted with, and two, other products across the rest of the site's a lot higher.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I've heard a lot of similarities between your model and Amazon. I think you mentioned that a couple of minutes ago there. So in addition to the user interface and the ease of ordering these products, it's a one-stop shop from the comfort of your own home. I know people nowadays really want the delivery aspect or the distribution. So can you speak to us a little bit about that? And I know in January you've got your eyes on same-day delivery in the GTA, which is phenomenal. What's your take on the distribution and delivery here?
From a distribution and delivery angle, I think Vejii, as you've alluded to, solves a couple of problems. One is we have brands today and literally hundreds of CPG brands that are coming to market. And especially when we start looking in south to the US, thousands of these brands that are regionalized, some in California that no one knows of in New York and vice versa. What Vejii is able to do is create a platform where these brands are not having to go into the same 4 or 5 big box retail stores and compete for the same 2 or 3 aisles of product. And we know these retail stores are fixed to a retail footprint. And if you think from years ago, we've seen an evolution of specialty foods go from 1 or 2 aisles to a grocery store to 3 or 4. Where's it really going to get to 5 years from now? We might have half the grocery store, but you're still in a physical retail footprint. Where Vejii, through our centralized distribution model, can literally onboard thousands of these brands, and all we need to do is increase our distribution space and be able to provide that same access to customers. So where you go into your local store and you've got 2 or 3 aisles of selection, you come on to Vejii and you can truly shop all 3,000 of our products from the comfort of your own home and have it delivered right to your door.
Yeah, no, totally. That's what I noticed on the Shop Vejii platform, specifically the US one right now. You'll notice a few of these items in my local grocery store, but nowhere close to the amount of variety that you guys offer. And then if you can get it same day, next day, whatever the case is, very streamlined process. So that's great. Now, the other thing I wanted to touch on for the viewers here is just the importance of vegan essentials to the overall business model. So can you speak to us a little bit about that, Darren, before we let you go here?
Yeah, absolutely. Vegan Essentials is a pivotal part for Vejii from an acquisition standpoint. This is a business that's been around since 1997. They've amassed over 110,000 folks in their database from an email perspective. They have an extremely high reorder rate as they've grown the business organically over that time. They've also been won Best Grocer of the Year, according to Veg Out Magazine, from basically, I think, about 2005 to current. So it's a very, very well-established platform. And it really gives us the data and insights we need in terms of what are the products that customers are looking for, where do we expand, not to mention it bolts on, based on their 2020 unaudited financials, almost 3.5 million Canadian of revenue to the company, and really allows for us to focus on accretive marketing, helping them scale their customer acquisition model, as well as leveraging that data into Vejii.
Right on. And I know you can't disclose too much here, but do you guys have more M&A plans in the near future here? Is that part of the business model moving forward, or are you looking more for organic side of growth?
I think it's going to be a combination of both. I mean, Vejii itself is a big data play. We have insights in terms of categories, trending performance, services that we can offer the brands. And I think some of that is as part of the story we've discussed today really has been, we went from being an e-commerce site to this marketplace to helping solve distribution and logistics, to helping solve that marketing problem for these brands. There's a B2B aspect in there that we're already starting to work on some brands with and wanting to explore more. But I think we're going to lean in on organic growth from a platform perspective, but ultimately looking at the right types of accretive bolt-ons here in the near future.
Yeah, it makes sense. No, I like the combination approach. So you guys have been very busy. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on. For full disclosure here, you guys, I did pick up some shares myself of Vejii Holdings after our initial video. I'm super excited about this business model, the leadership team. Obviously, a lot of irons in the fire right now. Before we let you go, Darren, in your opinion, what are the main reasons to invest in Vejii at this point in time?
I honestly think the biggest reason or the biggest dynamic that sets Vejii apart is the fact that, when you invest in any one of our brand partners, and they're all great partners, you're investing in a product company that has a limited number of products they can bring to market, and ultimately is going to be competing for that same shelf space in those same big box retailers. I think with Vejii, the benefit is our investors get exposure to all of those brands because we are the marketplace that's actually helping them develop and attack a B2C strategy. And the solution that Vejii is solving for a lot of these companies is we know the products that are coming out are refrigerated, frozen, and things that are hard to ship. And the nut that we've really cracked as a company is cold chain distribution, which is a difficult concept for folks to be able to get to scale at.
Totally. Yeah, and for me, looking at this company from the outside, I think distribution really is the key to success, and it sounds like you're making big strides there. Thanks so much for being with us here today, Darren. For people who want some more information, I'm going to continue to cover Vejii on the channel. As mentioned, this is a company I really believe in. I think there's a very bright future. Where can people find additional resources if they have questions, if they want to view the investor presentation, stuff like that?
They're more than welcome to check out our corporate website, which is VejiiHoldingswithans.com.
Okay.
And please feel free to visit our online retail store at shopvejii.com.
Sure. Yeah, and I'll be sure to include those in the video description. For anyone watching today, if you have questions for Darren or the rest of the leadership team, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you guys are still watching at this point, hopefully you found some value, you're excited in this company. Make sure you hit the like button before you head out. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. Thanks so much for watching today, you guys. Darren, thanks for your time. We really appreciate you being here. Any closing comments for the viewers, or is that good for today?
No, all I would say is I think we're very, very excited to be servicing the plant-based and sustainable living space, and I think there's going to be a lot of positive things to come.
Likewise. Well, appreciate your time today. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great rest of your day, everyone.